Hello again, everybody. Welcome back. We got another DoorDash story for you. And I've been talking a little bit about when I went down to Dash in Peoria. But I haven't yet talked about my first Dash in Peoria. So I had been dashing up in my local area for a week or so before I went down to Peoria. Felt like I had things, learning the ropes a little bit. Feeling pretty confident, right? Want to go down to the big city. So I go down to Peoria, pick up my little sister to go with me because she's got nothing better to do. And I wanted somebody to help me write down all my miles. Our first order, it's like, 9 a.m., something like that. First order is to Dunkin' Donuts. No big deal. We are driving, following the GPS on the phone from DoorDash. And it is leading us to literally nothing. A random spot on the side of a road. Nothing there. No, property that's run down, shut down, closed. No driveway. Just like an indistinguishable spot on the side of the road is where it's telling us that this Dunkin' Donuts is. That's when I realized that dashing in Peoria is not going to be the same as dashing at home. So we have to pull off to some random side road, get far enough out of the way that we're not going to be ticking anybody off, pull a U-turn, pull off to the side of the road. Then I had her look up what the store number for that Dunkin' Donuts was from the app, and then look up the address on her phone, and then I typed that into my navigation on my van, not my phone. And then we followed that. And from there, the order was fine. I don't remember much after it. But man, holy cow. You'd think a city like Peoria would have its restaurants pretty locked into where they are. But no, it just took me to literally nowhere on the side of the road. And that kind of set the tone for how Peoria was going to go. I've already made videos on my super long, super convoluted flower delivery with no tip. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched that video yet. I've already made a video on why I will never accept another order from Hy-Vee in Peoria again. It all started with that Dunkin' Donuts that didn't exist. When I first started dashing, I thought that I would want to go down to Peoria more often. I thought that the bigger city would have better orders. But the more I've done it up here, I'm just like, some of the orders are farther away. But it's just the makeup of the area. 2 miles in Peoria can take longer than 5 miles up here, right? And I haven't had issues like GPS coordinates leading me to nowhere up here. That's not to say I never will, right? But I've done a lot of deliveries up here, and it hasn't happened. Now, I will say one problem that I had up here that I didn't have down there. This just happened yesterday. Something weird was going on with my phone. I'm pretty sure. I've had this a couple times where I've had to restart my phone because it goes for so long without an order. And I'm like, this is beyond just being slow. I'm missing stuff, right? So I was dashing in my local area yesterday. Wasn't getting anything for a while. So I go and I restart my phone. I think I restarted the app first, and that still wasn't working. So then I restarted my phone. And at some point, I reloaded something, and I got 3 or 4 notifications that I had missed an order, which is normally what happens if an order pops up and you let the timer run down and you don't interact with it at all. And none of those orders popped up. So I'm like, I'm here missing orders. My acceptance rate is going down, and they're not even coming up on my screen, right? So I'm not too happy about it. Well, finally, an order request actually pops up that I can see, and I accept it. It's to a McDonald's, one that I hadn't delivered from before or picked up from before. So I'm like, all right, we're going to get out of this funk. And I went to the McDonald's. I walked inside, Told them I was there with DoorDash. They said, okay, our order's almost ready. But I looked up at the little TV monitor that they have that tells you what orders they're working on. And I'm checking my number, and I'm checking the numbers up there, and I'm like, my number's not up there. Now, usually when I go to McDonald's, it's up there. But there had been one other time that I had gone, and the number wasn't up there for whatever reason, but they still got me the order. So I didn't want to say anything because they seemed like they were pretty busy. But I just kind of had it in my head that, hey, this order number's not on there. There was another order number that, based on how the order numbers work, I could tell was a DoorDash order, but it wasn't mine. So I'm waiting there a few minutes, and then they gave me a bag. And not, most of the McDonald's, they will ask me the number. And they're the only restaurant that asks me for the number. Everywhere else asks for the name. And DoorDash doesn't want you to use the name. They want you to use the number. But everyone just asks for the name, so that's what I do, right? McDonald's is the only place that asks for the number. This one did not even ask me for anything. They just handed me the bag, and they said, okay, thanks. And I said, that's not my order. And they're like, what? And I showed them my number, and I showed them the number on the bag. I'm like, that's not my order. And they're like, well, this is the only one we have. I'm like, well, it's not mine. So they say some stuff to each other, and they're just like, yeah, this is the only one we have. Like, still wanting me to take it? And I'm like, this is not my order. And so I show them what the food items are. And they're like, yeah, that's not what this is. And they told me what was in the bag. And I'm like, they're like still acting like I should take this bag. And I'm like, this is not my order. Like, I'm not going to take it, right? And so eventually I just left. And they tried telling me I was at the wrong store. And I was like, no, this is the right place. I confirmed the store location. I checked the store number. Now, I will say that something was up, because when I got to the store and I tried to hit that I was at the store in the app, it told me, it's like, the GPS doesn't say that you're there, even though the GPS clearly told me I was there. I've had that happen only once before, but there were no other problems past that. So something was going on with the app. And then I realized that the delivery time, when it was supposed to be delivered by, was like 20 minutes prior. And normally the delivery time is way ahead of time. So I think what happened, one of two things. Either there was a weird glitch in the app, and it sent me an order that had already been fulfilled, and it was somehow delayed. And so it went through, thought that it went to my phone. I didn't actually see it. It timed out, went to someone else's phone, and they accepted it. And then I had it pop up, and I accepted it too. And some weird glitch allowed me to accept something that it was already taken. Or, based on the behaviors of these employees, they gave my orders to the wrong person. And I don't know how, I'm not a tech guy. I don't know how apps work. I don't know how likely a glitch like that is to happen. But I can tell you, based on these employees, I 100% believe that they give bags to the wrong people, because they didn't check at all. And even after I pointed out through the number and the name and the food items involved that it was not the right order, they were still trying to get me to take that order. So I'm assuming it was that. It may have also been my phone. But after that, I think I restarted my phone again, and then things were fine the rest of the day. Weird things, man. Weird things. I'm sorry. I'm playing with a tripod. I don't know why. I need to fidget, I guess. But that's gonna do it for this story. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.